are your concerns about the UK submarines now allayed? Do you support them going forward?
Well, I certainly support what the government's got on the table, first point. Second point is that it was always obvious that you needed to acquire the capability quickly. Now, when the government is talking about the US and the UK having a much greater presence here from now, but really from 2027, that gives you a sense of what they believe is the outlook for the situation in the Indo-Pacific. So from 2027, this is a very difficult space, and they are being honest about that. All three countries are being honest about that. But that is a very significant undertaking by the US in particular and the UK as well, and we welcome that because it is a contested region already, and it's obviously, in their judgment, in the judgment of defence, both here in the US and the UK, going to become more difficult over the next 3 or 4 years. We're not talking about decades out. So the ability to, under AUKUS, bring those assets into our region is very important, and I strongly support that and commend the government for it. I had very productive discussions with Lloyd Austin at the time about more of their assets and a greater presence in the region because of that near-term capability gap, and that's very important. I don't understand what the government's doing in relation to Collins class at the moment. I know the Premier of South Australia said one thing on TV this morning, but that's in conflict with what the Defence Minister said in his briefing today. The first boat comes out of the water, as you know, in 2026, and it's a 2-year drumbeat from there. I don't know whether the government's got a commitment to the full load program or not, so there's just a question mark about whether you can operate 3 platforms at once, and that's the next point. The final point is that I think the support of the UK is integral in this, and it always was. To the full credit of, at the time, Prime Minister Johnson and Ben Wallace, we got into this discussion. Without the UK, we wouldn't be where we are today. And the fact that they're able to increase their industrial capability, almost double the production that Rolls-Royce has, if that can be achieved, that's a great thing as well. If they're able to take as much technology from the Virginia class as possible, then that's a great thing as well. And whether the timelines can be achieved with the first in class, well, the government's given an assurance around that being, I think, 2042. And we just want to acquire capability as quickly as we can. It's fantastic that we've got between 3 and, I hope, 5 of the Virginia class submarines, because that will be a very significant part of our own defence and deterrence capability, and it will help build on that. So overall, we're very supportive.